Hello my friends, I'm GHondo, and welcome to a new game, Darkest Dungeon. This one has a pretty cool intro cinematic, so I'm going to let that play, and then we'll pick it up once that's done.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
So yeah, pretty cool intro. So let's hop in here, start a new campaign. Basically this is what skill setting. This is the easiest one, middle, and then ridiculously hard. I've never even tried this version, because I don't even do well on either of these two. So we'll just go on medium, because that's the official normal mode. Let's call this the Darkest Let's Play.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Okay, so that's the next intro movie. So basically what's happening now is it's telling you that you're almost to the village you're going to, but the stagecoach was destroyed by crap in the road. So you'll be walking the rest of the way by foot. And that's basically just to give you a little bit of tutorial on how to move. Seems to be taking a long time to load too, which is less than exciting. There it goes. Okay, so this is basically fixed tutorial, so you always start with a crusader and a highwayman. and it's basically just teaching you how to move along. This is almost like a little dungeon.
Have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Because this is the interface you'll have for all dungeons, so you pick a room and then they start wandering. You'll notice that. That's stress. We'll be talking a lot about that later.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
So the first fixed fight here is just a single cutthroat. Really easy to defeat. Just cut him to pieces.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
And they'll take his cash. And keep moving. Next, it teaches how to deal with curios. We have nothing to use with it, so we'll just try and open it.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Take their money too, and we have arrived
Leave
at the
nothing
next room.
unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
A scripted fight is much tougher.
Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
So, a double-sized gentleman, you can see he takes up 2 squares, and is much taller. And a guy with a big gun, so let's go ahead and try and get rid of this guy first, because it'll be easier. I don't think... Yeah, you have no way to attack this one, so you'll have to just work on the big guy. Ow, quit it. Okay, because that point-blank attack this guy did on my Crusader pushed the Crusader back, now this guy's in front. You'll see these dots. The tan dots are what position you can use this maneuver from, and the red dots are what position the enemies are in that you're targeting are in. So I could do the open vein still, but I can't do the pistol shot because I'm too close. So you can see that very first tan dot there right above the TO in pistol is grayed out, so I cannot use that. So either I have to just switch to the open vein, or I could tell them to switch positions using a move. I think I'd rather just get some damage in on them though. Being in second position doesn't really bother the Crusader because almost everything he does, actually everything he does, it can be done from 1 or 2, so it's no difference. Keep cutting this guy down. Won't last too much longer.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Okay, now you'll notice that this body is still lying there blocking the way. So this guy is still technically in third position, so which means I still can't reach him. I have to either do something that causes a move to push it back, or destroy it. So, we'll just try and destroy it. And that will move him forward. Now he's in first position, so our open vein can get at him.
Decimated.
And smite him effortlessly. Well, we found all sorts of
These
stuff.
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Cross, some anti-venom, some an onyx, and a little charm. Very cool. We have finished this little quest, which was basically just to do the tutorial. There is an object here. It's trapped. We don't have a key. So we won't get anything out of it because it's trapped. But that's okay. Alright, we're out of here. At the end of every dungeon, or in this case the tutorial, get the victory or defeat screen, and shows you how much you've collected. So we made 5,000 as a quest reward for beating that. You automatically sell off any excess food or anti-venoms, those sorts of things, as well as any gems. And we gathered some crests. We'll get into those later. You then gain some experience, possibly a level, and sometimes you get a new quirk. You got 2. Okay, so that ones in red are bad ones, and ones in tan are good ones. How did you do? Well, you just gained a good one. It's actually a very good one. Cool. Okay.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Okay, so at the end of every mission, you get check the activity log, see what happened. So basically, they did a quest and it was successful. They both gained a level, now they're level 1. Awesomeness. We have actual goals to do, lots and lots and lots of them. Very cool. Not every building here in the hamlet's open yet. Like, for example, if I try and go to the guild, it says no, because you have to have more. But it has opened the graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
The memoirs.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
And this is where, if you want to rewatch those little movies, you can do it from there. That's the point of that. And the stagecoach.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Okay. And we also got started off with some, I know we brought back 4 crests, but we started with some. So basically what these things are for is for upgrades. So you can see, for example, if I want to upgrade the stagecoach so that instead of getting 2 heroes a week to choose from, I'd get 3. I could invest 3 of these deeds and 4 of those crests. And that's actually probably not a bad thing to do. Having more choice is always good.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
So now you can see I don't have enough of the deeds. You can trade, but you always take a huge loss on it, so I try not to do that. The only other thing I think I will do in here, even though we don't really need it yet, just to save time later, is to increase the roster size. For now, though, we're just going to hire both of these people because we need you need 4 people to do a mission, so we will just take both these people.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield? A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And I don't even need to look at them, because I know I'm taking them. Okay, that's generally bad, but you don't do much ranged attacks anyway. Unholy Slayer's a good one. How did you do? Blooded is bad. Flawed Release as well, that's bad. Nymphomania. Okay, so that's stress healing later. Have known cheat, you're not allowed to gamble. Hard Noggin's good. Quick Reflexes is very good. And Slugger's the one we just got, which is also very good. God-Faring, that's fine. Kleptomaniac is bad. Bloodthirsty can be bad. But Warrior of Light and Manslayer are quite good, so did okay overall. Alright, on that note, let us do a dungeon.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Okay, so that's going to be our basic party. Obviously, we only have 4 people. We have to take everyone. You could decide what their initial starting order is. I generally want these 2 as the front 2 and these 2 as the back 2, but it doesn't really matter too much how that is. We really only have one to choose from here. We are not going anywhere near that. That's a death sentence instantly. So we'll be doing this one. It's just a short mission, and it's just an exploration one. So let's go.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Okay, so we're going to want some food, some torches. We already, because we have a plague doctor, we start with anti-venom. Because we have a vestal, we have holy water. We could pick up other stuff like bandages and medicinal herbs. For this starting dungeon, you don't really need any of that stuff. I think I will take a shovel and a key, though. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay. So here we are. You'll see the interface is very much like the tutorial where you're in a room, you move to the next one, move to the next one, etc. So some things to talk about. First and foremost is the light level. It starts at 100 and dips down every time you move. As it gets darker and darker, you start losing those advantages and the monsters start getting advantages. Although you also can get more loot, so it's sometimes worth it to actually deliberately not take any torches and just try and do a dark run. I don't do that very often for obvious reasons. And stress. These characters are level 0, so they think they're scared of this level 1 dungeon because it's higher than their level, so they start with 20 stress. When a character hits 100 stress, they break mentally. It gains some temporary but terrible attribute. And if they get all the way up to 200, they have a heart attack and die. So, not good. So, stress management is a big part of this game. Let's go to the first room. If you look up here, you'll notice that it will flicker. These are dimming. Everyone will occasionally randomly get stress as you walk through a dungeon. It always happens. You cannot avoid it. Found a torch. That's cool. Free stuff is always good stuff. And we got jumped by some skeletons. No problem. Now you'll notice that this has come down one level, so instead of it being, plus to dodge, there's now only plus to dodge, and there's a plus to stress, so the light level has reduced. I could burn a torch that adds 25 to the light level, although both of these characters have special abilities that can also add to the torch, so I'm not going to for now. Oh, I guess I actually wanted you in 3rd position, not 4th. But I guess it did matter. Oh well. Let's just buff up our Crusader. So you'll see one of the things this does is torch +5, so that's basically talking about the light level. This does as well, and this is a stunning attack, so let's try and stun this guy. Oh, we actually just killed him with it, that's even easier.
Them all.
And we're back up to the bottom end of Radiant Light, so we'll use this one, which has torch 20. And now it's nice and bright in here. Cut him down. Easy mode. Free stuff. And a chest. It's unlocked, so we don't need a key or anything. We can just pop it open. And more free stuff. Awesome. Okay. Once in a while you'll get scouting, which gives you an idea of what's coming up. Now the point of this mission was to explore 90% of the rooms. So basically all but one. So we don't have to do every last room, but we just have to do most of them. And these ones that are scouted do not count for that. You have to actually go to the room for it to count, so you know what's there, but it's not enough.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Okay. This guy here is a real jerk. He has a nasty attack that not only stresses your characters out immensely, but it also ruins your light, so he's a real jerk. I think we're going to fling a plague grenade at him. Yes, this thing here, so... He gains 20 stress and your light drops. It's a really annoying attack. Hence why I want him gone first.
Give them no quarter.
Let's see if we can't stun you. Let's fix our light up. That's cool.
Inspiration and improvement.
Buff him up a bit.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Try and stun him, didn't work. And lay a smite upon it.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
More free stuff. Yoink. And let's keep moving. Ain't nothing happening. So basically, since I know I can skip one room, the only way I could get all 4 of these would be to do some backtrack. So instead I'm just going to basically go up and around, and this one here is going to be the room that I skip. So, in case you're curious what I'm doing. Free stuff.
A fortune
Very good.
waiting to be spent.
Our light's getting a little bit light, so here we go. I actually just said our light's getting a little bit light. Wow. A little bit low. Another one of those jerks. Let's go ahead and put a bullet in him. Fling a grenade at him as well.
A death by inches.
Try and stun the other one. Oh, did not work.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
I think we'll heal this guy up. He's a little bit damaged, not bad, but it's always good to stay ahead of that if you can. Boost him up. And smite upon him.
Fiend.
More free stuff.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Heirloom chest. So usually a good one. Stuff. Let's roll. Ow. Isn't cool. Okay, onwards.
A handsome
Free
reward
stuff.
for a task.
I'm
well
almost out of
performed.
room. You have only a finite number of spaces. Well, I can save a space there because that didn't stack well. But when you run out of spaces, if the stuff you find that you want, you have to get rid of stuff to carry it. So, got hunger. This is why we brought food. Very good. I probably didn't need to bring this much, but that's okay. And this is why we brought shovel. Otherwise, you have to dig it out, which stresses everybody out and takes a lot of time, so your light goes down. With a shovel, though, it's quick and easy. Okay, this guy is almost as bad as that other guy. He doesn't dim the light, but he does do a lot of stress damage, so he's the guy I want rid of first. So we'll start by flinging a grenade over there. See, it's a stress attack. So we'll go ahead and bullet in him.
Executed with impunity.
See if we can't stun their shooter. Okay, good. Just because he can do a lot of damage as well. He's a giant crossbow user. Bit of a jerk. Ow. That's going to do some pretty good damage too, apparently. Start healing this guy up a little bit.
A momentary abatement.
Ow. Ow. Buff you up. You're out of here. And you're out of here. More free stuff.
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Before we leave, there's a chest here we should be popping open as well. Oh, never mind. It's a trap. Alright, we're out of here. Not a bad hole. Okay, that's not really helpful. We're not going to be doing the warrens for a while. Okay, that's a bad one. And that's officially a bad one, but it isn't really that big a deal. Okay.
Curiosity, interest, and obsession. Mile markers on my road to damnation.
Okay, so they both gain level 1, and we are allowed 2 new buildings, the tavern and the abbey. They both do the same job. They are stress-relieving buildings.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Alright, so they can drink or play dice or play with a prostitute. Meanwhile, in the abbey, they can
cobwebs have been
pray,
dusted, the pews set
meditate.
The abbey
Get whipped.
calls to the faithful.
But either way, both buildings do the same job. You basically take a hero out of the rotation for the week, and their stress goes down appropriately. So, we also picked up another little trinket. That's fine, we'll deal with those later, as we are running a bit long because of the intro movies. So, anyway folks, we're going to cut that right there. So thank you to everyone for watching today. And until next time, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching.